Good morning. Is anybody home? Good morning. I'm late. I am late. And I know I'm late. I got caught up. I got caught up at the charger. I got caught up doing a bunch of stuff. So we will wait till we get some people in the room. If anybody's going to join us this morning, I will let y'all know as soon as we get a few people going here. Meanwhile, I can do this other stuff. Yeah, I know I'm late. Y'all going to punish me for being late? Is that how we're going to do this today? Ugh. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, traveler? How we doing, man? Yeah, I know I'm late. I know I'm late. I know I'm late. I know I'm late. I was supposed to be on a 9:25. I wound up getting here late. I had some other stuff I had to take care of. And like charging. I had to charge. I had to charge my car. I ain't gonna lie. I had to charge my car this morning. God damn, what the hell happened in the market? Holy jeez Louise. Oh my God. Let's clear everything out here. Let's take a look here. Let me bring up this chart. Holy shit. CPI numbers I know came out while I was gone, but were they that bad? Look at that. Holy Jesus. When I left, M&Q were at 21,820-ish. CPI at 830. There's that 830 mark. And wham. In a minute. 220 points. Holy shit. The numbers were that bad. What's going on, y'all? Frank Brown, how you doing, Frank? Good morning. Welcome to the Coffee with Kuzz. Now, y'all see I got a full cup of coffee this morning, right? This is a full cup of coffee. God damn, that's good. That's my second cup, too, this morning. Yeah, I don't know. What were the numbers? Oh, God, how bad were they? Hot inflation data, tens, rate cuts. Yeah, well, if that's the deal, right? Let's see. CVS Health rises after beating profits. Lyft falls as quarter one bookings forecast misses estimates. We're going to talk about that Lyft one in a minute. CPI at 3% year over year versus 2.9%. So unemployment went up. I thought that's what they wanted. I thought that was the whole deal. Or consumer price index. Wait a minute. That's not unemployment. My bad. Should not have said that. Okay, Wall Street's main indexes were set to drop at the open on Wednesday as a hotter than anticipated inflation. So inflation went up. My bad, y'all. My bad. Inflation went up to 3%. A Federal Reserve would not, and added that Federal Reserve would not cut interest rates anytime soon. A Labor Department report showed that CPI rose 3% on an annual basis in January versus 2.9%. What, it's now listen. I'm not saying I'm some kind of expert here because I damn sure ain't. I'm just some dumbass retired Uber driver. But we know that the current administration is pushing tariffs. And we know that tariffs on certain products is going to cause products to go up in price. You see, we got a bad thing in this country, man. And y'all can tell me, I'm crazy, but we got a bad thing in this country, dude. And if you're an Uber driver or Lyft driver, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a gig worker, if you're an Amazon FBA, I just watched an amazing video. We'll get to that in a minute from Richie Hustles. But if prices, we as Americans, we always want the product the cheapest we can get it. It's this funny thing we do here. We don't want to pay what a service is worth. We don't want to pay for what a product is worth. Right? We as consumers. But when we're out there driving, or we're out there on Amazon or on Instagram or wherever, we're selling products or we're selling services, we want top dollar every time. It's an amazing, amazing phenomenon, right? Look at my man Thomas is in the house. What's up, my brother? You know I'm here and I have a new pivot. Oh, shit, we got to talk about that pivot there, Mr. Tom. There's Mr. Frank, and there's my man, the Traveler. Okay, Thomas, what's going on, man? Bro, did you hear what I just said? It's amazing as people, we want products and services at the cheapest price possible. Don't give a damn what it is. If it's a gumdrop, if it's a car, right? Like I know Thomas, I know Tom, accounting Tom he's hunting a new Tesla. Not new, but for him it'll be new. He's hunting a used Tesla and he's waiting on them prices to come down. I agree. Wait for them prices to come down. Supply and demand, right? But yet, I've been waiting on a Tesla for over a year, waiting for them prices to come down. We're about there. We are about there to buy our own Tesla, right? We want it at the cheapest price, but when we go to use that Tesla, we want maximum value. We want maximum dollars for the service we're about to provide with that product that we waited to the absolute cheapest price. You know, it's an amazing thing what we do here as Americans. Now, there's a whole lot of reasons for that, right? Because our dollar is so stretched, right? If you're a working man or a working woman, you're a working person. You're a working person. You know that you are on a limited payroll. You are limited on the amount of money you're going to make, right? Good morning, Mr. D. What up? Good morning from Denver. 5 degrees out here, bro. I don't want to tell you where we're at. Derek, you don't want to know where we're at today, bro. I'm coming to you from sunny Southeast Florida. We are 77 degrees Fahrenheit and mostly sunny. Hated to do that to you, but now that I did, I'm going to take another sip of coffee. Damn, that coffee's good this morning. Anyway, the point is that you know, we just, our dollars are stretched, right? We can hardly afford to live a very good life, if you want to put it that way, right? We got to work all year long to maybe take a decent vacation. And even when we work all year long to save our money for that decent vacation, right, we still come back in debt. It's an amazing vicious cycle. So I get the quote over, yeah, bro, that's us, man. We are 77 and sunny. That's why we live where we live. Thomas is probably about Thomas over in Tampa. It's about 260 miles northwest of me on the West Coast. Not the right coast, but the West Coast. Hey, he's probably about 72 degrees, man. He's doing better than us. He's San Diego weather this morning. So, yeah, we need to be able to pay the cheapest price possible. It's just so we can survive. And here's another part to this, right? So the inflation number came in hot. We know that tariffs are going to cause pricing to go up, right? Because that's just the way it is. Everybody was, you know what I call it? I'm going to get myself in trouble here. It's a lot of people out there in our society, in the American society. It's a lot of people out there balling on a budget. Everybody, I don't care who you are. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't care who you are. Everybody during the pause, and y'all know what the pause was, that March 2020 to last year, the pause. Everybody was leveraged. Everybody was using credit. You used whatever you had to try to get out of this mess, right? And so now we got to pay that piper. But we were buying crap like shit we don't need. I give you a good example. I got 3 pens on my desk. I got 3 pens here, y'all. 3 of them. Why? Why do I got 3 pens? I can only use one at a time. I'm not ambidextrous. I can't write it. So, in other words, and this is just a reality check. I don't need 3 pens. Only need 1. Only need 1. But we buy crap we don't need. That's what we do. We buy shit we don't need. So now you're going to pay a little more, right? So, and I'm willing to bet all 3 of these pens were made in China. All 3 of these pens were made in China. And so I'm willing to bet that we paid 50 times what it costs to make. You see, nobody wants to have that conversation either. Child labor. If they brought back making these phones, this is the Android, this is my S22 Ultra, right? It's old, it's cracked, whatever. If they brought these phones back, we're already paying $1,000 for these phones, right? I know Richie Hustle just went and got the new S25. After all his discounts, he saved about half, about $800. I think he paid for the phone. The point is, now that $800 phone he just bought, add 25%, might go to $1,000. So there's your inflation. But they'll spin it and they'll try to tell it every other kind of way. And no, it's a direct result of our own making. We made these problems. Nobody wants to admit this shit, but we made these problems. We did. Anyway, so now the market's got to react to this hotter than this hot inflation number, which is only 0.1%. So instead of 2.9%, it's 3%. But you see what's happening here, right? You see what the market's doing? It's coming right back up. Where we at? Are we back to 50% retracement yet on that? Yeah, just hit that 50. You see that green line right there, yo? Here. So top here, where it was at 8:30 to the bottom, right? Here's the 9:30 mark. We're already at 50% retracement back up. So just give the market a minute. The market panics. The market does what it does. What are you going to do? You know, what are you going to do? But I want to show you guys something. Remember last week we talked about Uber's earnings. And if you remember, Uber's earnings were damn good, right? Uber hit on both ends of their earnings and their revenue. They did good. Well, Lyft had their earnings last night, right? And if we look here, we can see they're on their earnings. They estimated 20 cents a share, or 20 cents. It actually came in at 0.8 cents. This doesn't make sense to me. Surprise, 0.8. Oh, okay. They estimated 0.20 cents. They came in at 29 cents, but they missed on revenue. Now, I want you to think about something. Last earnings, Lyft was gaining market share. They were gaining market share. How does Lyft compare? If you believe Uber and Lyft are on the same even playing field, and they're not a duopoly. If you believe they are not working together, but they are actually true competition, that's for another video. Then if you gain market share and you lose revenue, you're not buying, you're buying your customers. You're buying your customers. It's like if I got two Suburbans sitting at the airport and they both come up to me and they say, "Hey, where are you going?" I tell them Fort Lauderdale Beach. They say $50. I say, "No, that's too much money. I'll wait on an Uber." Then the other guy pulls up. He says, "Well, I'll do it for $45. No, that's all right. Then the first guy comes back, goes from $50 to $40, and Uber wants to do it for $42. Okay, here's $40. Let's go. But now the guy says to me as he's taking me to the beach, "Hey, are you going anywhere else?" I said, "Well, yeah, I'm going to need a ride back." He says, "All right, well, I can do that for you for $50. Oh, Uber's going to charge me $42, so I'm just going to use Uber, and done. You see how this works? You buy your customers with a cheap fare, a cheap rate, and then as soon as you need to move your price back up to the normal price, they're going right back to the where they were. And so that's what's happening with Lyft. 100% that's what's happening with Lyft. The other part to this was the CEO released a statement on Twitter. It was either yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. That they, and I wanted to show you guys this because this was a real deal, right? So fact of the day, you guys can't read this, but I'm going to read it to you. Lyft plans to launch 1,000 Mobileye robo-taxis in Dallas by 2026, backed by funding from Marubeni. Now, Marubeni is a global financial financer, and they are going to they're saying that they're going to launch 1,000 Mobileye robo-taxis in Dallas, Texas by 2026. Think about that. That's 1,000 drivers in Dallas, Texas, that if you depend on Lyft for a living, for your earnings, that's 1,000 drivers that are going to lose rides. And every time one of these robo-taxis takes a ride, that's a driver loses a ride. Do you understand that? Do you understand? Y'all keep telling me I'm full of shit. That, oh, it's going to take 5 to 10 years. Lyft is coming, and they claim all you can do is listen to what David Risher, the CEO of Lyft, said. All you can do is listen to that. If that's what the man is saying, I got to believe him more than I believe the other guy, and I'll tell you why. Because when David Risher first took over Lyft as CEO, what was it now, 2 years ago? What did he say he was going to do? He said he was going to eliminate surge bonus pricing. And what did he do? That shit is, it is a miracle from God if you see any kind of surge pricing on a regular basis on Lyft's app. You don't see it. The other thing is, goes back to point one, you can gain market share, but if you're cheaper, that means you're not making as much money. Now, we're not talking about driver pay. We're talking about what the rider pays for the car service. Y'all know me. Y'all know this is a goddamn car service. Quit bullshitting, okay? This is not ride sharing. We're not both going the same direction. It's a car service, point A to point B. And y'all just saw the thing with Extra Comfort, the email. We talked about this last week on the show. We'll talk about it again tonight if we need to. If you're buying your customers and then when you need to move that price back up, you're going to lose money. So gaining market share at a cheaper price only to lose that revenue, it's not a win. It's not a win. Now, 1,000 you know why they announced this? Whether they hit the number or not, who knows? I believe him, though, because he said he was going to cut bonus, and he did cut the bonus pricing for drivers, right? That was to offset, I promise you, that was to offset the revenue miss. What we live in a world of freaking distraction. I'm going to show you. Remember, we talk about this every time. I'm going to show you this, but this is what they're doing to us. You understand what I'm saying? They're showing us this, but this is what they're doing. And this is everything. This is from the federal government to the local governments to businesses to, I was just watching while I was charging up the car. I was just watching a video review by Richie Hustles. I'll link it up in the description when we're done. And it was about what Richie Hustles is doing is he's now reviewing other people in that space, retail arbitrage. And whether he's agreeing with them or not agreeing with them, and he's good commentary. Anyway, he does this video, and he was so on board with what that video was saying. And when you look at what Amazon does, and listen, I do Amazon influencing. I don't do retail arbitrage. I get a product, right? I get a product. They don't give it. Sometimes they send me the product. Sometimes they don't. This I paid for, right? I do a review on this product, and I post it up. And then every time somebody looks at a review or a video that I did, and they buy that product, you get a small commission. Could be 1.3% to 4%, whatever it is, right? But if you're doing retail arbitrage, they're making it more and more expensive for the business. You, me. If I'm going to sell, if I've got 1,000 of these cleaning cloths for your glasses, right? 1,000 of these. And I want to sell these on Amazon for whatever, $5. What it used to cost me 2 years ago to sell this on Amazon for $5, I ain't the same price today. And that's what the video was about. That, and this is what I have said in plenty of videos before that, not all business is good business. And if it's going to cost you more to do that business, is it really worth it? When you have a business that relies on another business. In other words, I used to own 4 bowling pro shops. Everybody knows this, right? I was huge into the bowling business. I was the number 1 guy in South Florida, right? I had the biggest shops, most product, best service. We were doing leagues for adults, kids, tournaments, charity events. We were doing all that shit, right? And it was great. I loved it until the numbers started declining. And that wasn't because of me. That was because the business started to decline. So my businesses were dependent upon the bowling centers doing their job. I needed the bowling centers to make sure that they were recruiting league bowlers from other bowling centers. I needed to make sure that the bowling centers were offering youth leagues. that they weren't in such a hurry to get the birthday parties and things of that nature, because kids come in for a birthday party, God bless them, it's a great deal, right? But that doesn't do me any good as a pro shop. Then I got to make sure that I'm not going to get my throat slit by another pro shop wanting to come in and willing to pay more rent or do ball repair damage for cheaper or whatever it is. See, a lot of times you can do everything right and still get slipped. A good example for my Uber drivers and Lyft drivers out here, a good example is you can be the absolute epitome of what Dara likes to call an earner. You could be 80+% on AR, acceptance rate. 5.0 on your rating. 5.0 is not easy. That's 498 5 stars and 2 4 stars. That is a perfect 5.0 in the grand scheme of things. Your cancellation rate could be 1%. Your CMT, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Telescore, whatever that bullshit is, right? And that's a bunch of bullshit too. But it could be 98. You could do all these things right. Go out there on the streets, turn the app on, and you get 3 requests, all 3 requests for $2.69. There it is. You're a business operating based on another business's needs. It's not your wants that are going to be made. You have to make their wants. You have to satisfy their, and that's what happens with businesses within businesses. So when people say, well, Vinny, what do you do then? Well, you understand what you're getting into. That's all. So in the case of Lyft is telling everybody, right? Yes, we missed on earnings, but that's okay. Don't worry about it, because at next year, 2026, we're going to put 1,000 robo-taxis. They're trying to build off or create interest in their company, in their stock price, based on what Tesla is already bringing to the table. And Tesla is proven. It's like Waymo. Waymo has proven itself to be able to operate as a driverless car, autonomous vehicle. Tesla has, we looked up the numbers last week on the show. I think it was like 8 million cars on the road. I don't know, 1 in every 300 cars, whatever the number is a Tesla on the road. And if they have full self, well, we know Tesla's full self-driving is getting better and better and better. And we also know that Tesla has announced in Austin, Texas, this June 2025, full-on unsupervised robo-taxi FSD will be released in Austin, Texas. I don't know what's Tesla stock doing these days, because it's such a crazy thing, right? Here's Tesla stock up $5 today. Lyft stock makes the same announcement. They're down 7, almost 8%. Now they're recovering, though. I will give them that. They are recovering, right? They are recovering, which is good. But you miss on earnings, bro. All stockholders give a shit about is, are you going to make earnings? Can you make me money, or are you not going to make me money? And what's your future? Like I said, your stock price reflects your past performance, right? Up until your earnings report. Then your guidance for the future dictates your stock price going forward till the next earnings report. And it's just a cycle over and over again. But, what do I know? I'm just some dumbass Uber driver, retired. Anyway, let's get back to MNQ. That's what I want to talk about. Listen, Lyft has got that big program going now, or that big bonus on the Lyft Black. And everybody knows I drive Lyft Black. That's the only platform I drive for Lyft. It's been going for what? 2 weeks now? What are we at? The 12th. So it's been going for 12 days. I've gotten 10 requests. I've accepted 8 of them. It ends on Sunday. There's no way that I, in my market, driving the Model Y, is going to get 25 Lyft Black requests. I don't think I've gotten 25 Lyft Black requests in the last 6 months. So it is what it is. It was a pointless thing. Plus, they kept messing it up. This is why Lyft is in trouble. I don't want to. Anyway, more coffee. So what's going on out there with y'all? Yesterday, I had a good day trading, man, in the futures. I had a good day yesterday. I wanted to come on live yesterday with a coffee with Kuzz, but I had to take the VIP, the Queen, to a doctor's appointment. So I took my laptop with me and I traded it in the car. And, I'm trading 2 Apex accounts. You can see my trader rate right here. I got 2 Apex accounts, right? This account right now, I did take a small trade this morning down $10, but this account is up $655. My other account, which is the one I smacked yesterday, you can see here, that's up $1,300. I don't want to trade that account. I want to trade this account. So anyway, I got somebody texting me while I'm live here. I don't understand why they're texting me while I'm live. So, I want to build this. I want to keep building this account. These are evals, a couple of Apex evals, right? This was a hard dump. This was a hard dump. Can't lie. Let me hide these drawings here. This was a hard dump. So now when we bring in our, for me, when I bring in, so if you don't know, if this is your first time joining me, your heavy red horizontal lines, those are my daily support resistance. Yellows are my hourly support resistance. And I started doing something yesterday. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I'm a trend trader. My edge is on trends and support resistance, break and retest. These purple lines, I don't know if you can see these purple lines. Those are my 15-minute support resistance lines. Even though I trade the 1 minute, it gives me an opportunity to take a look at what I'm doing here. Here we got a little bump down. Now, I've been talking to y'all for the last, I don't know how long we've been on now, 27 minutes. So I haven't even looked at the chart since I've been back in because I was running back in. But I wanted to come and talk to you guys about the Lyft earnings and why I feel the Lyft earnings, why they tanked overnight. You just can't keep buying your customers. It doesn't work. You can't build brand loyalty by buying your customers. You can't do it. Uber managed to outperform their earnings and their revenue. And granted, I understand Uber is global. I understand Uber has more than they're more than a one-trick pony. Lyft is a car service only. Uber is car service and food delivery. I get it. But the rumor is Lyft wants to be sold to Amazon. Would make sense why they hired David Risher, former executive from Amazon, worked right up under Jeff Bezos. It all makes sense. When he first came on the scene, and all of these guys were, these guys that know these types of people all said he was going to be the savior. I knew he wasn't the savior. I said it then. He was not going to be good for drivers, and he hasn't been. There's not one thing he's done to help drivers. Not one. Not one. But people want to be, fooled by the smile and this, that, and the other. Anybody who comes in smiling that much is hiding something. People that smile that much, they're hiding something. People always are hiding. Even, my buddy Nick, I mess with Nick a little bit about on his videos. Nick Williams, your local Uber driver. Y'all can check him out on YouTube. I mess with him a little bit about his laugh, but his laugh is it's just a nervous reaction. But because when I get into a serious one-on-one conversation with him face to face, he's relaxed. There's nothing to be nervous about around me. You gonna speak your speak, I'm gonna speak my speak. We're gonna talk our shit, right? You don't get that nervous tick. So he's working on that. He's getting better at that. But somebody who comes in and all they do is constant smile. You know who else used to smile like that by default? The Joker. Y'all know the Joker, right? He used to smile like that. It's a psychological thing. Anybody who smiles that much, it's a dead giveaway that they're lying to you. Every freaking time. Serious people don't smile that much. People about their business don't smile that much. That guy smiles too much. I knew he was, anyway. So what else is going on? What happened? Did my chat die? Did my chat go away? Where'd my chat go? Let's see. So we are now looking at a recovery NASDAQ, trying to recover. Let's see if we're going to pull trend lines. Let's look at some trend lines here. So we didn't break below there on the recovery. We can see here on the fib retrace. All right, we pull it from the tip there to the bottom there, 50% right here, right? It rejected. Let's see what it does here. Actually, I should pull this from the other end. It depends, but you know what? The trend was up. So here, let me do this for you real quick. This is just stuff I look at, man. Don't follow me. This is not financial advice, not even in the slightest. I forgot to put that banner up. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is not financial advice, but have a coffee anyway. I'm going to have some coffee. This is y'all's first time joining me. Hey, if you appreciate the honest blue collar, dumbass retired Uber driver look at life, give me a like down below. Sub it up. We're about halfway through our coffee, y'all. About halfway through. If you was here at the beginning, you know this sucker was filled to the rim. Once the coffee's gone, the show is done, and I go away. Then I probably do some trading. Let's look. So here we were on the 15-minute chart. This is just me charting, right? A lot of sideways action here, right? A lot of sideways action here. Had a dip here, came back. We broke down last week, right? We filled that gap, came all the way back. And it's just been sideways. There's nothing impressive here. It's just sideways on the 15. Let's go out to the 1 hour. Again, we can go all the way back. We're just in this giant. Now, this is all tradable, don't get me wrong. But we're just in this move here. This is it. See, it's not going to do that. It's not going to let me do it. Anyway, you guys can see it. It's right here, right? Big swings in here. Definitely tradable, right? Let's go back to the daily. And now we start to see our trend is up. This is what we care about. This trend is up. So we know we're trending up, which is a good thing, right? We know we're trending up. So it's just a minor setback. The market will adjust. People will come back in and buy in. It's just a matter of when. So we'll follow this trend. We'll see what happens with it. We can trade that in there 5, 10 points at a time, 20 points at a time. If your name is Eddie, driving in style, you know, Eddie would look at this and he'd say, okay, on the 15-minute chart, Eddie will be looking for sweeps of liquidity. So we have a sweep down here, right? And we have a sweep up here. So these would be order blocks. Order blocks kind of swept this one out already. So now, does it recover all the way back up, or are we coming down? So it took a swipe at this one. Will it come back down and take another swipe at this and finish up whatever's left here? There's a lot of mess in here. There's a lot of mess in here. Question is, do we come all the way back down to 29.57? Who the hell knows? All you can do, trade the smaller time frames. 15-minute trend line, still solid right there. Let's see what happens when he gets here. That's how I look at it, y'all. That's how I look at it. That's the way I do things. And as you can see, I just showed you guys up $600-something on one account, up $1,300 on another account. Now we'll see how it goes. To me, if there's anything I've learned in the last 4.5 months of trying to understand how to trade futures, you got to be selfish. We know what trading is, right? Trading is a negotiation, if you will, between you and me. You hold one contract, I want to buy that contract. You're willing to sell that contract at this price, I'm willing to buy it at this price. We meet somewhere in the middle, right? Okay, so then I buy the contract, it's a trade. Now, the next guy comes in, he's looking to buy the contract I got, and again, we're negotiating the price up and down. That's trading. That's what it is. But you got to be selfish, meaning you can't give a shit, you can't care, give zero you-know-whats about anybody when it comes to trading. If you're going to trade. Now, I didn't say invest. Investing, this is investing. Okay? This is investing. Investing is when you buy, yeah, I got to do it, guys. Investing is when you buy way down here to sell way up here. That's investing. That's long term. That's a daily. Here's a weekly. Okay, here's the weekly. So if you bought, just for argument's sake, you couldn't do it if you wanted to, but let's say you just bought, here, I'll go to something you guys understand. We'll go to Tesla. Let's go to Tesla because I like Tesla. All right, let's go to Tesla. Beak. Okay, there's Tesla. If you bought way down here on Tesla at 137 back in April of 24, and you sold way up here December of 24, that's an investment. That's an investment. Better yet, if you bought Tesla way back here and you're still holding, it's an investment. Right? It's an investment. Traders don't do that. That's an investment, right? By the way, Tesla could absolutely come all the way back down to this trend line. This is on a weekly. Could absolutely come all the way back down and move forward. Absolutely. Will it? I don't know. But the point is that's an investment. That's your 401k, that's your IRA Roth, that's your long-term portfolio, that's your dividend paying stocks that you own, like my buddy Uncle Richie with his AT&T and all of that, right? That's investment. Trading ain't got shit to do with investment. Trading is an instant, absolute instant. It's an instant decision, an instant trade, however you want to put it. We're doing it right then and there. We're not messing around. We're doing it right then and there. We're going to get our money and bounce, right? As my buddy Buddha always says, we're going to get our money and bounce. So trading is, I'm willing to sell something now, make 5-10% on the scalp and get out. If the average S&P, if the S&P is getting you 7.5% a year, if your investment gains 7.5% a year, and I can make 10% a day over 360, well, it wouldn't be 365 days, but I can make 10% a week over 52 weeks, I'm going to come out ahead. They say traders don't do that. I have no idea. We're going to find out. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. I don't know what happened to my chat. My chat disappeared. Is anybody in the chat? I don't know what happened to the chat. If you're in the chat, give me a thumbs up and thumbs down, something. Let me know what's going on in that chat, yo. And also, if you're enjoying my rants, make sure you leave a like on the way out. Anyway, so let's see what we're going to do here. I still don't see anything I want to do yet. Just being honest. At some point, I got to take a trade on this live streams, right? But it just so happens everything's always going crazy. What's going on with the retracement? What time is it? Oh, it's 10:18. Let's see. Silver Bullet, are you an ICT guy? All right, Antonio. Thank God somebody's in the chat. Okay. Here's ICT. ICT tells you that from 10 to 11, this is the Silver Bullet strategy. From 10 to 11 every morning, and then I think it's 2 to 3 in the afternoon, and then I think it's 2 to 3 overnight, right? This is the best. You can do this strategy, and it's supposed to do you wonders. Anyway, so what we're looking for is we're looking for a fair value gap. We're looking for a market structure change and fair value gap, which we got. We actually did get it right here. So if we take this and go right there, right? This is called a to and through. We had a couple of fair value gaps here off the change of market structure, a couple of fair value gaps. It would say, take this trade and go. So this is what it says to do. So we would come back into that fair value gap. This is a 1-to-1. We're going to wait for a retest here, see if it comes back in there, see if it wants to hold. Right? So let's do a paper trade here. I don't want to trade my live account here. Hold on. Because this is for demonstration purposes only. So we are going to paper trade this. Because I don't want to get in any trouble with YouTube. And I don't want anybody to ever come at me saying, oh, Vinny, bullshit. Don't come at me. I've been trying to learn to trade for the last 5 years. I don't want to hear it. All right, so we see here, we can take this up to here. But it's probably going to miss us here. So this would be a 1-to-1 trade. A lot of break and retest guys, a lot of risk to reward ratio guys. They look at, actually, we take this up to here. It's where it should be. And get that out of there. Create a limit order. Let's create an order here. We're going to risk 66 to make 66. This is what Silver Bullet says should be the right play. All right. The only thing is we got 4 fair value gaps here, which that could be dangerous. So we're in a paper trade here, y'all. Okay. You can see here, we're risking 66 to make 66. We are in the trade. You'll see the plus minus over here. And let's see what happens on this break and retest. I'm using, believe it or not, I'm using this purple 15-minute support resistance area. And we're going to see if we can get up to this previous high, right? So we'd be up $33 right now. Break and retest. Now, I like to trail my stop. Because I'm trying to make money. I ain't trying to lose money. So no matter what happens now, we're going to make at least $22 on this trade. Now, multiply that by 5 contracts instead of 1 contract. This is the micro. So we'd have put 5, 3, 6, so $330 at risk to make $330, but we'd be up 110 right now, no matter what. But we're going to let it play out. All right. It just hit $22 made on that trade. Now, let me ask you a question. We were in that trade for a total of 1 minute, right? You can see it right here. See the blue arrow in, red arrow out. We were in this trade for a total of 1 minute and made $22. You're an Uber or a Lyft driver. This is why we've been banging on people to find a pivot, whatever that pivot is. If you're an X driver, if you're a comfort driver, if you're a premier driver, can you go out there and make $22 in a minute? It's a simple question. When people want to know, Vinny, why are you wasting your time with trading, trying to trade? It's a gamble. It's rigged against you. I had a guy the other day who is, he's how can I say this? He's uber wealthy, super smart. And we were having this conversation. And let me tell you something. You know the cliche they say, by the way, we could have stayed in that trade and took it all the way. Because you see, we just hit. It would have got there. Right? But I believe in taking, see profit, take profit. That's the way I trade. Anyway, if you're the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong goddamn room. Do you understand what I mean by that? If you're the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room. You cannot continue to learn by swimming in the pond you dominate. I would rather be a small fish in the ocean than the big fish in a pond, because the pond is limited. The ocean is infinitely larger. So the point is when he got into the car and we started talking, I immediately knew this guy was way up here. I'm way down here. What can I learn from this guy? We had an hour in the car together. What can I learn in that hour from here to here? And you know what? Most riders, this guy wasn't flexing, because we all had them people too, right? Like they're trying to impress us as their Uber driver. They're trying to impress us. Why are you trying to impress an Uber driver? What sense does it make to impress an Uber driver? The Uber driver is struggling to get his ass up out of that car seat. Anyway, this guy wasn't trying to impress. We were having a conversation. Same thing. He's the current chairman of the board. It's either Carrier or Train Air Conditioning. I had him one day, former CEO, 15-year CEO. And we had a conversation. This is a guy that is worth millions. And we had a conversation. We were here. Of course, well, he's here and I'm here because he's smarter than me. And you have to be man enough to bury your ego and admit that shit, know where you're at, and learn from these people. You can read any book you want. You can watch any documentary you want. Your experience is going to be your best teacher, And as I just showed you here, 5 years showed me that I can make $22 in a goddamn minute. Ain't going to do that driving. Ain't going to do that working at Wawa. You want to know how people get wealthy? This is how they get wealthy. They learn new shit. And you know what? I'm learning new shit. That's it. One thing I praise Eddie for. We don't have the same trading edge. I'm a break and retest trend guy. That's the way I like to trade. It's what I understand. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's what I understand. Right? We can all, it's easy to fucking do Uber and Lyft. That shit's easy. Right? You learn your market and you're done. That's it. Be there when you know rides are there. But you're limited because you're operating in another business. So it's disgusting how cheap those rides are, but you do what you got to do until it comes time to do what you're meant to do. I don't know if I'm meant to do this, but I know that I have been a major player in the military. I know I was a major player in my former job in the trade show industry, not only as executive board member, but also as an instructor. Wrote plenty of field manuals for the trade show industry that didn't exist. Okay. I've been a player in the bowling business. I've been a player in the private car sector and in the plastic surgery business. People still call me 2 years later, still call me. Hey, are you available? Nope. Don't do that shit no more. Ain't worth my time. Between the cost of commercial insurance and the time invested to go there, pick them up and come back. Remember what I said to start the show? People ball on a budget because they're over leveraged. Rides aren't worth that way. Next time you get a wealthy, an uber wealthy person in your car, pay attention to them. Are they taking Premier? They taking Comfort? Because I'm starting to see a lot of Comfort. Wealthy people taking Comfort. Price is going up. They get the same car. Anyway, we're going to break and retest off this hourly support level here. And we're still in an uptrend, right? We are still in this uptrend. Let's get this in there, which boom. Okay. So there we go. We got somewhat of a trend here. I would probably, for me, I'd probably be looking to draw a channel here versus a trend line. Because you'd say, well, that trend's not really there. But see, now she's starting to roll over. What's she going to do here? So she's failing the break, checking this fair value gap. See what it wants to do there. Is it going to just hit it and quit it and run back into this channel? Because as of right now, this candle is closing outside of my channel. These are the things. Patience. Same way we go out there to catch rides. We go to our spot, depending on your platform. If you're an ex-driver, and there ain't nothing wrong with being an ex-driver. Own that shit. Ain't nothing wrong with being an ex-driver. Don't let anybody talk down to you for being an ex-driver. The hell with that shit. Straighten their ass out. You're doing what you got to do to make your money. But as an ex-driver, you're going to get rides quick. Comfort driver might take a few more. You might, instead of getting 3 or 4 requests an hour, you might get 2. A Premier driver, you might get 1. So same thing. It's patience, right? Patience. You got to go to your spot, be patient, take the right ride. Same thing here. We're going to wait for this to come down to a spot. Is this going to be a little bull flag move? Are we going to get a bull flag move here? Here to here? And then shoot back up? What are we going to do here? We don't know. So we got to wait. We got to wait. Anyway, good morning, Vinny. Hollywood, Florida, comfort driver. What up, Kristen? What's going on, man? Richie, bro. Richie, I got to tell you something, man. I don't know if you're still watching. I got to tell you something, bro. So inspired today. I watched your latest video where you reviewed the other Amazon seller who said they was getting taken advantage of. Hell of a video, bro. You see, that's another thing that never happens in this goddamn industry. YouTubers don't support other YouTubers. Let me go close this door. They're doing lawn maintenance. Very rarely do you see YouTubers supporting other YouTubers. But Richie, that video, man, Not only does he get a like, he gets a subscribe and all notifications. Bro, that was dope. That was dope. Anyway, Silver Fox, all the way from LA. What's popping, brother? How are you, man? I hope you're making some money today. Y'all make sure hit that like down below. And if you're not subscribed, come on, give me a sub, man. The dedicated rideshare content, if you guys don't know, is now over on dedicated rideshare content. This channel is going to be more than just rideshare, bro. It's going to be a little bit of everything. It's more like my IRL in real life. You know how that goes. All right, let's see what we want to do here. Still bumping up against this hourly support resistance. So we broke above it, came back down, retested it. Notice none of these candles, I don't know if it matters or not, but for me, it makes a difference. None of these candles, right, completely closed. I'm talking wick two, completely, well, the candle closed, the body closed, but it wicked into this support area. And now it's going to come back and retest it again to see if we can break out above and see if we can get a move from here to here. So let's see, because this would be considered. So we'll take that up there. We're going to take this to right below this fair value gap, right? So this is giving us a 2-to-1. Let's see what the next candle does. We'll create the order. 2 contracts. We're gonna risk $85 for a $184 winner. We'll make the buy. Yeah, screw it. Now let's see if it comes back and attaches it. If it comes back, picks us up and takes us to the promised land. Or if it fails and we lose $85. That's trading, yo. Probabilities say it's going to come back and test this a second time to pick us up and take us up. Probabilities say that. That's the thing about trading. There ain't no guarantees. That's why you don't ever copy what somebody else is doing. That's why it says not financial advice below. Oh, man. All right. Christian, I've already said good morning to you. What's going on? G.I. Joe, all the way from Southwest Florida, driving a Model Y. What's going on, G.I. Joe? I responded to your comment. All right, we just got picked up in this trade. You guys can see that, right? So let's see what happens. You guys already know if we break above a certain, so anything above $19 is 10%. We're going to move our stop loss up, or is it going to fail? I might have to go out here and do something to these dudes because they're interfering with my stream. All right, we're up $49 in that. So we are now going to move our stop up, right? Now we're above 10% of $184 is $18.40. We are now guaranteed to make 31. Break and retest is going good so far. Up $65 on this trade. Remember, we're paper trading. This is paper trading. We've already made money on the other trade, $22. We're in this trade now 2 minutes. We're up $66 on a 2-minute trade. $73 on a 2-minute trade. Now we'll start chasing this up a little bit. I'm going to chase this to our previous candle. Right? So now we're guaranteed $56 on this trade. How many of y'all making $56 a minute or 2 minutes driving? Not me. And I'm a damn good driver. So let's see. Now we're tight. This is a tight stop loss. It could absolutely take that 56 out. And I see my profit. I take my profit and continue right on up like it did last time. Could absolutely do that. And I'm okay with that. Just sold out. So that's another $56 there. So now in 2 minutes, we've done $78 in 3 minutes. Are you making $78 in 3 minutes driving Uber and Lyft? Y'all tell me. We just regular people, bro. Just regular people. Just regular people, man. And that's what I think people forget. We are just, I'm no smarter than anybody else in this world. I'm not as dumb either because there's some dumbass people out there. I ain't that dumb. But I'm smart enough and old enough and been through enough shit to recognize there are so many ways to earn your money. Don't let somebody tell you what's right and what's wrong to earn your money. That's all I'm saying. It's 2 trades, 2 wins, $78, 3 minutes. Was there risk? Of course there was risk. We risked $85 on the one trade and we risked $66 on the other trade. Damn right. We put $150 at risk. We did. But that's okay because we didn't lose it. But when you go out to drive, right? When you go out to drive, you're putting your car at risk. You're putting your life at risk. People will go put their goddamn life at risk for a $2.69 ride. How about that? Because at any given moment, your back is turned. Whoever's in the car has got the drop on you. It's the truth. Y'all ain't got to believe it. It's the truth. Anyway, I am done with my coffee. We have been on for 55 minutes. We're going to do 5 more minutes, and then we're going to get up out of here. To recap the show today, Lyft, their earnings were mixed. They missed on revenue, positive on their per share price, but missed on revenue. They announced they're going to put 1,000 cars on the road in Dallas, Texas by next year, autonomous vehicles. So if you're in Dallas, I'm not going to tell you should stop driving for Lyft. I'll never say that. By the way, this trade is still good. Y'all see this, right? This trade is still good. It's still good. I'm not going to tell you what to do with Lyft, but if Lyft is already telling you in Dallas, buddy, we're going to replace you. Next year, we're going to have 1,000 autonomous vehicles on the platform in Dallas, Texas. They are telling you straight from the CEO's mouth. This is coming. You better start thinking about you. Get your money in bounce. Buddhalations 101. Hustling Buddha. Check him out on YouTube. Buddhalations 101. Y'all keep thinking y'all got 3 to 5 years. Keep thinking that shit. It's just going to come a lot faster than you think. A lot faster than you think. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to wrap this show up. I appreciate everybody for joining us this morning. I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow morning or not. Depends on how late we go tonight. With the Rideshare Garage, we did make 2 positive trades today on the NASDAQ trading micros. Paper trading, of course, because we're not financial advice. And I showed you the progress. You guys know where I'm at on my 2 evals. Up 650 on one, up 1,300 on the other. We're going to keep it moving. Keep trying to get up out of this rideshare stuff. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all joining. Y'all have a blessed day. Be careful. Be smart. Find your pivot. Let's get this money.